By the right of the Council, by the will of the Force, welcome back into another episode of the Galaxy Famous, Supervisor Approved Jedi Talk Podcast. You are following us at Jedi Talk Podcast on Instagram, youtube.com/Jedi Talk, Facebook, Jedi Talk. Brad's still running the TikTok. We're at Jedi Talk on TikTok.
Too soon.
Too soon. Oh, yeah. Fucking forgot about that.
Am I like the only person that is happy and doesn't care? Like,
give a shit.
Yeah,
I don't give a shit.
I figured you wouldn't.
I don't care. I don't care. But I am Matamaka here on the High Council. Joining me on the regular council, you hear him every week. He is the man, the myth. Sometimes he's a legend. That's Evan T. Boucher. Evan, how the fuck are you today?
At Diga and good journey. Like I said, I'm kind of happy TikTok's going away. Maybe I can somewhat make our population a little bit more intelligent. Maybe there's still hope.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
I don't know, man. But it's a good thing, man. Adios.
Social media platforms are built on hope.
I don't know about that.
I mean, we sure as hell aren't going to go on to Red Note or the.
I've never heard of that.
The new,
so.
it's the brand new Chinese app that was created.
I don't think Trump will allow a Chinese app. Will he?
Who the fuck knows? Who the fuck cares? This is Jedi Talk.
It is.
We've got the Skeleton Crew finale to talk about. Well,
that's what social media is for. Talking about Skeleton Crew.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. That's true. We should only talk about Skeleton Crew. Brad was going to be here this show, but he fell in his kitchen. Oh, I'm sorry.
That wasn't Brad. What do you mean?
I misread that. Kyle fell in his kitchen because a significant other mopped the floor and he didn't know, and he smacked right on his head. Unfortunately, he lived to text me about it. So
yes, maybe he got a concussion and that's why he texted you. Because like, there's no logical explanation that you would tell Tom, "Hey, I'm dumb and I fell on my ass in my kitchen."
It's funny. We tend to always tell each other when the other falls because of just how funny it is. I mean, it is. It is when adults, especially immature men like all of us.
Yes. You know what, though? He didn't have that far to fall.
He really doesn't have that far to fall. Piece of shit. So, like, I remember once we were moving out of our last place into this place, and I just completely forgot about the boxes in the kitchen. So it's like 5 a.m. I'm going to the gym, and I'm just crying. Of course, I text Kyle. I told him that, but that was forever ago. But right now, we're talking about his most recent fall.
Yes.
That was him when he fell.
Yep.
He Wilhelmed all over the place. I Wilhelmed all over something.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. I sure did. I thought I hit the fucking button.
There you go.
Tom hit the button.
Delayed button.
How have you been this past week since we last spoken? Seems like a lot has happened. A lot has happened with Star Wars. Obviously, Skeleton Crew, and then we've got at least 2 big things to chat about after Skeleton Crew.
Very good, though. I watched the finale with Rachel and Brian. That was a ton of fun.
That's right.
Ton of fun.
Tons of fun
with them.
Tons of fun. So, were you excited? Were they excited about the finale?
Yeah,
because they're Star Wars fandom, same level as us, so it's because it's been tough for me to find any criticism of Skeleton Crew for the people who are watching it.
Yeah, I can't find any. Like, maybe early on we talked about it where people like pirates aren't really Star Wars, but like we addressed that. Yes, it is. Pirates have been in Star Wars since day one.
1,000%.
So like that might be the only thing I ever heard, and it died after like 1 or 2 episodes.
Yeah.
But no, they had a ton of fun, especially like before, after, during. But we got there maybe an hour and a half before the episode debuted, so we had an hour and a half of just like us bouncing speculation on each other.
Was anybody right?
Actually, kinda. Like, we all were kind of in agreement. It's like, okay, probably gonna have the X-Wings show up and fight the pirates because it's gonna pay off the whole thing with Kim. And spoiler alert for the finale, which this whole episode's gonna be here. Spoilers.
Yep.
But the X-Wings do show up.
They do, along with some other wings.
Yeah. Yes, B-Wings freaking showed up. Dude. That was
cool.
I don't ever care about B-Wing. I don't hate them, but I've never cared at all. But when I saw him, I was like, oh, it's B-Wings.
It's the first live action that we've got them, especially with the laser.
They were like
Rebels.
Barely in the background in Return of the Jedi. They were barely there. They don't really count. But the laser, yes, never in live action.
It was just Rebels, and then now look at that. People all want to bitch about Disney, but goddamn, do I know that like the fandom love B-Wings.
Yeah.
loves B-Wings.
Yes.
And it's fine. Those are some pretty cool fucking ships.
Yeah, those are very Star Wars ships. Like, if you put that in any other sci-fi thing, it wouldn't look right. That is Star Wars. Like, a B-Wing is perfectly Star Wars. But that was one thing we were speculating, and I kind of half joking, half not joking, was like, the supervisor is going to be an RX droid.
You're close.
I was close.
Sort
but
of,
it's like
yeah.
everything, every little thing that was in episode 1, 2, and 3, I guess 4, like the early episodes, all paid off again in 7 and 8. They all came back to pay off. So I was like, they were RX droids in episode 1. So let's say the RX is or the supervisor is an RX droid. That's like the only thing that didn't pay off, but that wasn't supposed to pay off. That was just
Right.
they drive the bus.
Right.
And
Which-
I love them. That's what they're good for. You know, they're great pilots and drivers, and for the most part.
You just like service industry droids.
Yeah.
I'll say this, at Adden, for me, is a fucking nightmare.
Well, it might be
Good.
better now.
Well, now it's better.
Yeah.
Oh, well, is it better? Lias would caution to say that the New Republic's showing up.
Yeah.
Mon Mothma's stupid ass is going to get on there.
Yeah, I agree with you. She might have been in that blockade runner. She might have been in there. You never know.
Yeah, when I saw that, I looked at it real hard at first. I'm like, is that? No, it's not.
Yeah, it was different colors
Yeah,
than the Tantive.
yeah.
So thankfully it wasn't the Tantive.
We
It was
always
just
look.
another blockade.
I know.
Yeah.
But it's so funny as Star Wars fans. You're always scoping, looking for that connection because the
Yeah.
galaxy's so big and lore's
And
so
they
big.
they always do it. I mean, Tantive was in obviously Rogue One.
It was.
in Episode 9. It was obviously New Hope. It was in Rebels. Like, it's always somewhere.
Indeed.
So they always stick it in there somewhere. You know.
There's the title.
Yeah.
We always stick it in there somewhere.
Uh-huh.
I got to remember that.
And, I mean, we're jumping all basically straight to the end of the episode. We'll jump back and
Well,
forth.
let's pause there. Let's get the two quick hitters out with like the news, so we can really
Yes.
focus and not
Two
worry.
quickies.
The two quickies. Let's get
Quickies
those
before we
quickies
stick it in there.
The quickies before we know where to stick it in.
Yeah.
Only here on Jedi Talk. And again, I need to remind you, you're the ones who hit download. You hit play.
Yeah. This is
okay?
your fault.
That's right. This is your fault.
You know better.
You know better than this. So, Star Wars hot rumors and credit to Star Wars Newsnet. This is typically where I get most of my Star Wars news.
I only like hot rumors.
All right. So this
We
is a
can
hot
bring
rumor.
them in hot, or we can bring them in cold.
Well, I've got this rumor steaming hot. Ooh. Because it involves Ewan McGregor.
That is, he's pretty hot.
Gentleman on the picture behind you with Brad and I.
Yes.
So, Ewan McGregor returning for more Clone Wars flashbacks in Ahsoka Season 2.
Ooh, I love that. And that also might mean, hey, we're not doing Obi-Wan Season 2. Anything that might have been in that, we're going to put in Ahsoka.
Potentially.
That's probably their way of saying.
Potentially.
Yeah.
Or just, man, because I was like, and at the end of the day, I'm so happy. Like, we got Captain Rex in live action.
Yeah.
And then we got Clone Wars Anakin
Yeah.
and young Ahsoka in live action
Yeah.
as they were together on the battlefield. And I'm like, oh, come on, Ewan. Where you at, Obi-Wan?
Yeah.
It was, but man, could you imagine seeing him in his Clone Wars armor?
Oh, dude, yeah. And hopefully they de-age them better than they did in Kenobi. Because they looked 50 in Kenobi.
Yeah.
So
I guess it doesn't bother me that much.
it doesn't bother me either,
'Cause
but
I've
like,
got-
I'd rather them look better.
I've
you know?
got Anakin colored glasses on when I'm
Yeah.
when I'm looking at that.
Yep.
And then here's the other one. Embo is the rumor as the villain in The Mandalorian and Grogu. Yeah, I know.
Nah.
On the same thing I said.
There's only 500 people that even know who that is. Not really, but there's not many people who know who that is.
And
There's no way he's the villain of a movie.
And I think I read. Let me.
And he's just a bounty hunter. Like, how is he going to be a villain for the entire movie, and especially a movie this important?
And-
Like, a lot of the future of Star Wars kind of hinges on this movie.
And like we already heard that Stinky's in it again.
Yeah.
Right out of the Hut. So it's like this is screaming to me a little bit
He might be in the movie.
that well, if he's like the main villain, it's screaming to me a little bit. Is this is just like okay, it's Clone Wars movie again,
Yeah.
where Embo is just steals Rada again, Stinky, and then
Yeah.
Mando and Grogu have to go get him back, right?
Yeah. And Ahsoka, too. They're like, Ahsoka, you did this last time.
Oh,
Come with
Ahsoka,
us. You gotta
Captain
save him
Silvo,
again."
and
So,
Boba,
Yeah.
and whatever shows that I'm missing here.
yeah.
the
I would have said Kelnaka, but nope, he's dead.
The thing about this that I hate to use the word worry because these are rumors, and I'm not behind the scenes. Neither are you.
Yeah.
None of us know shit. But if this were to be true, this sounds like not a Moana 2 situation where it was supposed to be a series that has moved to a movie because
Still haven't seen Moana 2, but
Neither
that's,
have I.
That's what everybody has said. They're like, we can tell this was a series. Like, whoa.
exactly. So no bashing on Moana 2 because the creators can only do so much.
And it's
Like-
kind of the opposite of Kenobi, where like we could tell that was supposed to be a movie. They just added stuff to make it
right,
longer.
right. And we also had the rumors. We knew everything, you know,
Yeah.
and all the announcements and stuff. So yeah. So that's
He could be in it though. I mean, he's just a bounty hunter, a cool bounty hunter, but like,
Yeah.
he's probably in it. But I doubt he's the villain. Like, I feel like that's gonna be Thrawn,
it
and
should
then
be Thrawn.
and maybe like secretly the Shadow Council or something. Like Thrawn might get
That's what I
taken
hope.
out, and they're like, "It's
Mhm.
that's fine. It's our turn now." Like, yeah.
Mm-hmm. We'll see. What do you guys think? Jedi Tuck Podcast on Instagram. Let us know.
And TikTok.
Ain't for what is TikTok even gone? Like I don't know. I don't care.
Nope.
Speaking of Ahsoka, we finally have a recast, an official recast for Baylan Skoll. So Ray Stevenson obviously is one with the Force now, and cannot reprise the role of Baylan Skoll, but he's such a prominent character.
Yeah.
Such a prominent character in Ahsoka. What do you do with him? Well, we do know that Ahsoka's Baylan Skoll was recast as Game of Thrones star Rory McCann. So we have that news. I'm based on the look here that I'm looking at him in Game of Thrones next to Baylan Skoll. I think they could figure it out. Just gray hair, gray beard.
Yeah, like the look doesn't really bother me too much. Like
No.
I said in our group chat too, like he doesn't look like him, but like if he's a great actor and a well-written character, it's not going to matter. Like they don't have to look exactly alike.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like in Solo, Alden doesn't look just like Harrison, but he did a great job.
Right.
And it worked, and I don't complain. There are idiots out there that complain, but we don't complain. We like Solo. We like Alden.
I'm fine with Solo and Alden. Yeah, it's so hard to replace
Yeah.
Han Solo or Harrison Ford rather. So
Yeah. But like maybe this is good news for the future. If we get more Luke, maybe they'll finally just officially fully recast and stop with the deep faking. Because like we all want more Luke. I'll take it either way.
do want more
Like
Luke,
I'll take
yeah.
deep fake or recast. But like I feel like a recast might just be better at this point. Just do it. You know? Like,
yes.
just do it. It's fine.
Who's the Sebastian Stan?
That's what everyone's always wanted.
Everyone wants him so bad.
But
yeah.
the dude they used in Boba Fett and Mando, he looks a lot like Mark Hamill anyway.
does.
So it's like, just use that dude.
He does.
He's going to be cheaper than Sebastian, so
You're
just
right.
use
And-
that dude.
And he was.
He did a good job, too. Like,
I remember they forgot to edit his face out of one of the Book of Boba Fett episodes when he's doing the flips.
oh, I
And he
didn't realize
flips
that.
down, and you could see the actor. You could
Huh.
tell it's not CGI'd Hamill.
Yeah, I didn't realize
So
that.
then it's just like, oh, okay, it's just seamless unless you're looking for it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know
like-
if that was a
like-
miss or just like they left it in on purpose, and which is fine.
If it was a
It's not a
miss, I
bad-
feel like maybe they would have went back and did it because they cut out Gene's guy. You know, that was an accident. They got rid of him.
Well, you can't have genes in Star Wars.
Well, I don't know, man. He was there. He existed.
What do you? What,
Is he canon? Even though they cut him out, like
genes guy?
yeah, he was there. So like, I don't know. People wore jeans on the house scene also. So
Well, the Halcyon was there too.
oh, how could you? It's okay to say TikTok was there, but it's not okay to
No,
say.
yes, it is.
No, it's
Comedy doesn't discriminate.
True.
Comedy doesn't fucking
That's the
discriminate.
good thing about comedy. Like,
I know.
These are jokes, people.
Yeah.
It shouldn't offend you.
These
Even
are
though
the
that kind of
jokes.
did. That offended me a little bit.
Yeah, I knew. That's why I said it.
Yes.
So let's get to Skeleton Crew then. We've got our Baylan Skoll replacement. Any more thoughts on maybe Bounty Hunter and Stinky the Hut? But
Nah, I mean, with Balin, like, that just shows you that they're really sticking to the plan they had for season 2.
Well, he's probably
They're
a
not
big
gonna
deal.
just make up a new story, which is good, because that might have been sloppy and rushed and, like, a lot of things, you know? So it's a good thing that they're sticking with the plan they had, sticking with the character they had, and gonna follow through.
mm-hmm.
He's a badass character, so, like,
He
as long...
is.
I've never seen this guy in anything, so I don't know if he's gonna kill it, but if he does, then, like, obviously I want him to, so hopefully he does.
I've seen a lot of people positively talk about this. A lot of people are Game of Thrones fans.
Yeah.
I am particularly not. It's not because I avoid it. I just haven't gotten into it.
Yeah. I read somewhere that like him and Ray were like actual friends behind the scenes in real life. They just like were friends. So
Awesome.
So that's cool.
That's cool. That is really cool. So, man, we had the finale.
Yeah, Skeleton Crew.
So Skeleton Crew finale. Spoilers way ahead. We already said about that. But how you feeling, Evan? Because I posted a story about 20 minutes ago, and I said at the end of the story
seen it.
on Jedi Talk Podcast on Instagram, I said there's more questions than answers, but in this instance, that's a good thing.
I don't know. I feel like there's maybe only like a handful of questions at the
Okay.
most.
Well, let's discuss. What do you think?
Yeah, I don't know. I gave us basically everything that we wanted. we didn't get like a sword fight, but like he did use the lightsaber to deflect all the not the blaster bolts, I guess, but they were stun bolts.
The stun the
blasts.
stun circles or
So, like,
stun circles.
It
Were they
wasn't
circles?
like yeah.
Okay.
It wasn't like a lightsaber fight, but like close enough, you know, because like I didn't want a secret Jedi to pop out and have a lightsaber battle, which thankfully we didn't get.
Oh,
Yeah.
bitch.
Which a lot of people would have, me included.
That's true.
Because I'm just tired of everyone secretly being a Jedi, you know, like because Jod wasn't a Jedi, and he's not a Sith or Silvo, whatever you want to call him. I bounce back and forth between Jod and Silvo. So to me, he's probably Jod Silvo, honestly.
Yeah, Captain Jod Silvo.
Yeah, because it sounds like John
essentially-
Silver. So
I just want to say right here with this character, I had no idea what to think, other than okay, Jude Law is playing a Star Wars character, right?
Yeah.
And he's just there. You know, at first you're like, what's he going to do? We meet him at the end of the second episode. He's force sensitive.
yeah,
Okay. But man, did they do a fantastic job. Got to give props to John Watts and everybody else involved in the
Yeah,
Skeleton
dude.
Crew of making me invested in
Yeah.
Captain Jod Silvo because
Mhm.
I love a mysterious backstory, but they didn't
Yep.
Joker it where
Speaking
there's
of Baylan Skoll,
nothing.
like same thing,
Right. They didn't Joker it where it was like nothing, where you're past as multiple choice, so to speak. They gave us.
Well, I don't know. There's a lot of showers in that school, so Jude could go, or Jod Silvo could go down to the showers in that school, and the police of that planet could have their way with him.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
That's what happens to Joker, right? Is that
I'm
what
not- I'm not-
happens?
and we don't acknowledge that movie as
No?
Joker
Oh,
canon. First
sorry.
off, that's Elseworlds.
Ah,
And Joker 2, Folly of Pooh, it was not it will not be spoken about on this
No?
podcast.
my bad.
The multiple choice thing is actually a quote from The Killing Joke, one of the
Oh, a
Def-
good story.
one of the most definitive Joker stories.
Yes.
It's not canon, so to speak, but Joker goes and tells. I think he tells Batman, "It's like if I prefer to have a pass, or if I'm going to have a pass, I prefer it to be multiple choice." So,
It's kind of cool.
mhm.
I like that. Like that's his character too. I love that. But-
now I'm like questioning if that was from The Killing Joke or not. If I fucked that up, I'm sorry. We're talking about Star Wars here, okay?
Yes.
Like a panther.
Yes.
So, but
But
Silvo,
we
the way
got-
they did it,
And we got some of his backstory and
a piece of it, yeah,
a piece of it, man.
a piece
Like,
of it.
and
There's
that-
more.
And it says he wasn't a Jedi like at the temple during Order 66 or anything. So like it's not just another one of those, which is good because we've had a great story of that in Cal. Like Cal Kestis is the
Mm-hmm.
best of the Padawan survive 66 thing. I think Doom's pretty good too, though. Like I don't, Caleb Doom is pretty good.
Top 10 list.
Ooh.
Jedi to survive. Favorite Jedi, or best Jedi to survive. Order 66.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Yeah, and then we definitely know there's 10.
Yeah, there's definitely 10.
There's got to be.
And we know your number one. Well, actually, maybe not because
You never know.
Ahsoka kind of counts, kind of doesn't. I don't know. Okay. Yeah.
Oh yeah, we have to figure parameters out about
Yeah.
like how old they have to be, kind of thing.
Yeah, because like I guess Obi-Wan counts too, but like I don't know. I
Well,
would.
well, no, just
Padawans?
just Jedi. No, I don't think Padawans because I think it just should be Jedi because if we take Jedi out of it, then the numbers drop a tad.
Yeah.
So let's just do Jedi and Padawans. So
Okay.
like they kind of combined in that one mixture.
Yeah. Okay, that'll be cool. But like Silvo wasn't one of those, so he can't be on that list. And it's what do you say? A Jedi found him, and
Well, he was, but he was because he made that mention too. He's like, she showed me what she could before they gunned her down. Was essentially what he said. I don't
Yeah.
know. I think he might count.
maybe I don't know. For now, I'm not gonna count him, but like they could come out and make it way more official, and I'll be like, sure, then he counts.
Well,
I'm
here's
not gonna hate it.
Here's the thing about him. I was reading an article that Entertainment Weekly put out. They were interviewing John Watts, and they were talking about Jod's backstory and how it just kind of if they wanted to, they could have filmed a flashback. They have it all laid out basically step by step, but they just
Wow.
didn't. What he told me was, or not to me, but what he said it in the article was that if Lucasfilm down the line is ever going to do anything else with this character, and they need that, it's going.
They've got it. Nice.
They've got it, but they just didn't feel like it fit in anywhere with the story that they were
and it
telling
wouldn't have,
right now.
It would have
yeah.
completely derailed everything. For the most part, the momentum and pacing of the show was pretty damn near perfect. It lagged a little bit, but
Cough episode 4 and,
yeah,
and 6. Cough.
episode 4, some of 6, but like for the most part, it was pretty perfect. A big flashback for Silvo definitely would have derailed it. So I'm glad they didn't do it.
Sure.
And like what we got of him, I think was perfect for what we need right now. We don't need his entire life story right now. It was just he was found by a Jedi. The Inquisitors killed the Jedi right in front of him. That's all you need to know. So I feel like
Was the Inquisitors or the clone troopers?
That's true. He didn't say.
He didn't say who.
I read it as Inquisitor, so I
Oh, you
guess
did?
he didn't say.
In my mind, I thought clone troopers.
Yeah.
It'd be an Inquisitor, just one maybe.
Yeah, Inquisitor, yeah. So either way, yeah, so I don't know. I guess, if anything, I would like at least that answered, but like if it never does, we don't need it. Because like we know his quote
Right.
master, well not really master, but his person teaching him was killed in front of him.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what set him on this path. That's all we need to know.
And he didn't have a redemption arc.
No, and we didn't need that. We said that last week that
But-
I didn't want that.
And there was like this twist of so to speak on his redemption arc, because it's like they didn't have it. He didn't necessarily do bad things. He didn't kill anybody.
But he also didn't save anybody.
He didn't save anybody, and he watched his crew go down.
Yeah.
He just
Gunter.
yeah.
R.I.P.
R.I.P. Urkel.
Yep.
You know,
He never said I do that. So
no,
I guess he did not do that.
He did not do that, and he will never be doing that again unless somehow Gunter survives.
Somehow Gunther returns.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Somehow Gunter.
It'd be a clone.
Returned.
Gunter. With
Gunter.
Gunter with 2 or 3 U's.
There you go.
Yes.
An umlaut.
Yeah.
So we at the end, he's just kind of watching, and you know he doesn't go bad, but he doesn't go good either. He's just there.
But we know he survives.
Right, he survives. But then there's
what
my
happens?
first question: what happens?
Does he
There's a
escape?
question.
Does
Right.
he get locked up by whatever's left of the Adatan security?
I make a headcanon that he is apprehended by the New Republic because once the barrier goes down, after there's a incredibly intense just showdown between Wim and Firm and Undersecretary Fern's mom and I know I just say it as a joke, you asshole.
Yes. And Wendell.
And then Wendell,
Not the country bear.
yeah, not the country bear. No, he's too busy. Not talking
That
about
fight would
fat
have been
women
over
everywhere.
so quick if Wendell was there from the country bears.
Oh, Wendell
he
would
would have won in a heartbeat.
Would have just choke slammed John
Yeah.
right through.
Yeah.
All 7 levels or whatever levels.
And nobody wants that.
Yeah, just right through. So we there's an intense showdown, you know, between them all is and then Undersecretary Farah finally pulls the lever down, which drops the barrier.
And that gave her character an arc. Like,
Like
that's
that-
how amazing the show was written. Like, everybody had an arc. And that's a good thing, too. There wasn't 50 characters. There was, like, 6 characters.
That's
in
true,
the
and they were
show
all
that
new.
had arcs, and they were all new. Wendell had an arc. Farah had an arc. Silvo had an arc. All 4 kids had an arc. That's really all you need for the show. Those characters had arcs.
Hey, you're talking about our buddy Matt Navarre's like doppelganger on the show. Well, he doesn't look like him, but he told me a story via text. When Wendell was like, you know, I am a level level 7 systems coordinator.
He's
Yeah.
like, hey, you're looking at a level 7.
Matt did the Leo point to the screen. Said, "That's me." He said his family's like, "That's you," by the way.
Nice.
So shout out to
Wendell
Matt
said that
for
as
being
if it was
represented
like-
in Star Wars.
Yes, he said that as if it was like the most badass thing that was ever said. He was so confident. He's like, "Hey, you're looking at a level 7."
Evan, some corporate people take their job too seriously. That's why
That's
At-Atten was
true.
a nightmare for me.
And he was such a dork before that. Like on the speeder bikes, he was like struggling to keep up, and he's like, "I can't make the jump," and that all that paid off too.
legs.
All that paid off from episodes 1 and 2. The speeder bikes came back, the detour through the woods, making the jump over the ravine where they found the Onyx Cinder. Every little thing came back.
That's a good point.
This show was so tightly well written. Like it was perfect, man.
It
The way
really was.
everything came back, and even the slow quote. I don't say not for me, but quote filler episodes like episode 4, that got paid off when Neil went to the giant cannon on the roof, which he learned about in episode 4.
1,000%.
All of this
which
stuff tied in. Man.
our good listener buddy Patrick Ridecker called out
Yeah,
for us. He, in our story when we said what are you looking for, he's like, I want to see that cannon.
yeah,
Neil went to it.
yeah, man.
After his bath, of course. After his bubble bath.
I love
What
that. Like the world is ending around him, and he's just in a bubble bath. That was. We
That-
were laughing our asses off when that happened.
That should be a meme.
Yes.
For when when the aliens finally show up, you're just in a bubble bath and it's like, oh.
It's like, this is how I want to go. I could see Neil would choose that. He's like, well, I'm going to die.
Nah.
This is how I'm dying.
Nah, brother, the aliens are coming to save us.
Oh, they're coming to save us.
Yeah, they're
Okay.
going to tell us that they genetically engineered us.
Got it. Got it.
Go look up the Lacerda files.
Is this the plot of Jurassic Park 10?
Oh, the whole plot that never got made about gene splicing humans
Yeah.
and dinosaurs. I am so happy that never
The
happened.
new movies are pretty bad, but that's even worse.
You know, I do disagree. Maybe we can spend more time. I hear you, Lily.
She agrees.
She agrees. No, she likes Jurassic Park. I assume. I'm just talking for my kid. Already. She'll hate me. I don't hate the Jurassic Worlds as much as you do. Hate I wouldn't use. I get enjoyment out of them. They're nowhere near as good.
I
as Jurassic
ironically
Park.
got enjoyment. Like when the one sauropod was burning up, I laughed. That was hysterical.
Get the fuck out
I'm
of
like, they're
my
playing this
fucking
moment as like a big
house.
moment.
What the fuck?
There's so many
You have
moments
no
in those
heart.
movies I laughed. Those are so bad.
I laughed at Sean Penn playing a mentally challenged person falling down a flight of stairs, but I didn't laugh at this.
I thought that was a callback to Kyle falling down for a second. That's what I thought that was.
Did Kyle star in I Am Sam?
Maybe.
You ever seen that movie?
No, but I've heard of it, and that's about all I need to know. That's,
But I did not laugh at the sauropod,
No.
that Brachiosaurus. That was the OG Brachiosaurus. This is the one that sneezed on Lex and Tim.
yeah,
Yeah,
Good stuff.
you have no fucking heart.
Nope.
You have no fucking heart.
just like those movies.
What the hell were we talking about? Wendell.
Everything tying back in Neil,
Every-
and then
Neil,
you said the
bubble
aliens
bath.
are going to save
Yes,
us. So
yes,
yeah,
the aliens are going to save us. So
But Rachel and Brian, I think it was Rachel said it. She's like, man, I was really hoping maybe like Neil was listening to classical music or something. And I was like, well, if the power wasn't out, he would have been. So that's why he wasn't. The power went out, and you had to take a bath in the dark. We've all been there, Neil. It's fine.
yes, yeah, classical music probably.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Glass
Neil,
of wine, but Neil's too young. Doesn't
Yeah,
have the
a
wine
glass
yet.
of grape juice.
Yeah.
Like-
Grape,
like-
yeah,
like
grape juice for
grape
wine.
juice, blue milk, green
Blue
milk.
milk. Yep.
He looks like he's a blue milk person. I mean, he is blue.
That's racist.
What do you mean it's racist?
I
So it's
don't know.
racist the kind of milk you like? What?
Yeah, because he's blue. You said he's blue,
is
so he's
current
gotta
year.
like blue.
It is current year. The other colored tie is now will be in office in a few days. So that means
Yeah.
it's the opposite of everything, Evan. Don't
Do you
know?
like ginger milk?
What the fuck is ginger milk? Do they even make that? Can you make milk out of gingers? I mean, well, don't answer that.
Yeah, don't answer that.
Jesus, hold up.
Let us know. Jedi
You
Talk
can.
Podcast on Instagram.
You can make milk out of ginger. I mean, you can,
Yeah.
depending on what you think milk is.
There we go. Save us with the button.
Yeah. I hit a button for us.
Yes.
I hit a button. You guys, again, you asked for
This is your fault.
This is your fault.
Is that going to be a shirt soon? Just this is your fault.
I think it should
Jedi
be. I mean, we should be plugging that TeePublic again. Hey,
Yes.
we do have T-shirts out there. They're at the link in our bio at Jedi Talk Podcast. I should be. Hopefully, if I remember sometime this weekend, I'll toss them all up in our story.
Yeah.
The ones that we have. Those haven't been pulled off
I was
yet.
going to
Thank
say,
you very
whatever
much,
don't
Disney.
get taken down.
Yeah. So anyway, so the finale of Skeleton the Crew.
Yes. 33 came back too,
Yeah,
which we said last week. We wanted to see him
Somehow.
come back, so
SM33
but
returned.
he came back.
Yeah.
And yes. Thank God.
He's just holding his head there.
Yep. I love it. He's the Hatbox Ghost now, He's just holding his head.
I thought the same thing when I saw him too.
Yep.
I'm like,
So
yeah.
I doubt. I don't know if that was intentional because there's a lot of Pirates of the Caribbean references, but they could have thrown in a Haunted Mansion reference. Why not?
They threw the Star Tours reference in there. I know
Yeah.
it's Star Wars, but
Yeah.
and we can make the connection. I don't know.
Yes.
It was probably just random. It was probably just random.
Yeah. Another thing that we were talking about before the show started, like Rachel and Brian and us and stuff, we, especially Rachel, but we all agreed, she really wanted the kids to have their moment. It wasn't just like, okay, the parents are now with them, the parents are going to save the day. The kids all had their moments, though. Like, KB
Oh, yeah.
flew away in the Onyx Cinder. Neil fired the giant-ass cannon. Wim and Fern, kind of BS'd and lied with Silvo to distract him, and, they helped the mom and dad out. And it was funny because they were BSing to Silvo, and Silvo kind of bought it for a second, but he was like, "Nah, you guys got to work on your lying." It's
Right.
like, the story isn't checking out.
Right.
But
right.
it's fun because this whole series, Fern has been just a BSer. She's been great at lying and making up stuff.
And I've got to say, I do like that Silvo didn't fall for it. Like,
Yes.
it was what was obvious bullshit from children to a full-fledged adult who has seen some shit in the galaxy. It's like,
Yeah.
you're not going to win
To has
get me
made
over.
literally his living, his life off of just making up lies.
Right.
He's lied to everybody. He's got
Right.
17 different names. So, yeah, it was great that he didn't really fall for it. He called him out, but it was perfect for Fern's character and Wim's character to do to him.
They in the same Entertainment Weekly article that I was reading about the excerpts from John Watson, the guy's last name is Ford. His first
Harrison
name,
Ford.
No, it's not him. I want to give him due credit. His first name's escaping me. Part of creating the show and working on the show.
Francis Ford Coppola.
Sure, but not really.
No.
Go check the Entertainment Weekly article out. Just look at Skeleton Crew. Star Wars Newsnet has an article on it. Go check their website out and follow them on Instagram. So they mentioned some scenes that were cut out just for time were actually backstory on the pirates that we met.
Oh, I didn't know about
like
this.
Gunter and
Huh. Glurb? Did he have one?
Gerb, or whatever.
What we got with him was perfect, though. It was like he's saving up to buy his glowweed farm, and then he got sadly killed.
They said
Poor guy.
I'm not saying I want this. I don't want this because we don't need a spin-off show for every character. But they're like every they're like every one of those pirates could have had a spin-off show.
That's true.
Basically what they
like,
said.
That's
Yeah.
Star Wars, though. Like every single backstory or back character back in the background. Jeez, I can't speak. Could have a backstory and does have a backstory. And if they're interesting enough and people care, there could be a show or a book or a comic or a
Sure.
TikTok. You know, like well, maybe not.
There could very well be comics about these pirates. You know,
Yeah.
you call it the frigate, right? That was the
I
name
love
of their
that too.
ship.
That the ship never had a name. Everyone just said, "Get to the frigate. Call the frigate." It's like, guys, you know pirate lore. That's bad luck not to name your ship.
Yeah,
So it obviously didn't work out. It
No.
was bad luck for that ship.
yeah.
Should have named it.
It went down. It went down hard.
Yep.
It blew up. And John
Frickin'
just watched the frigate frigated.
Frickin' frigate.
It frigated all over the place.
Oh, it did.
Hey. No! So I kind of feel like we're working backwards in this episode.
Well, we really are. We started
Yeah.
at the end, and we're kind of like, okay, that's kind of.
So let's
That's how Star Wars is.
It's true.
Like,
Well, let's go back to the beginning then, kind of like they did
Yes.
with the prequels. So we get this tense, like you're about to meet the supervisor for the first time. Like, oh, and Fern, you're
Yeah.
at such a young age.
Oh, God!
oh, well,
Jesus Christ!
No!
you didn't want to meet the supervisor?
I guess
Michael?
I didn't.
Wow.
Michael Scott didn't want to meet
No.
the supervisor.
But
So
does this mean that Farrah has met the supervisor before?
yes,
That's how I kind of saw it too. I'm like,
That's the
oh,
way
so
I
you've met him.
because she was not surprised that it was a giant droid.
Yeah, a giant like astromech style. Like
Mhm.
the top of the tower was just like a rotating astromech head. Like
So
weird, but it worked.
we get the supervisor as a droid, and Jod's like, he's a droid?
Yeah.
Like, it's a droid, and Fern, nothing. She was more concerned about just the whole thing in general.
Yeah.
Farrah,
When it was like the cliffhanger of episode 7 was him with the lightsaber. I'm like, is he about to massacre these people? What's gonna happen? And then episode 8 opens and he's like, I'm your Jedi emissary. you know?
Yeah.
And so it's like, okay, he's playing it differently. He's playing it as
it
like
took me a second because I felt a different way at the end of 7. Like,
Yeah.
oh, he's threatening them, but then
yeah, because the music was even kind of dark. It's like, oh, what's he gonna do? But then episode 8 was him being like, I'm a Jedi.
that's what they want you to think.
Yeah.
Yeah, they did a fantastic job because both my wife and I, when we hit play, we're just like, and when it started, like, oh, okay.
Yeah, and it made sense.
Yeah.
because that's what he would have done, and he got them to load up as much as they could onto the Onyx Cinder as they were going to see the supervisor.
Right. I
Because when
noticed
the
that.
power went out, at first we were like, wait, he's locked up in this tower now, and the gold's locked in the bank. How's he going to get it? But we were like, wait, he already told the droids, load up the Onyx Cinder.
Right. Yeah, a lot of things in this series, like you said, like have been established to do something. If there's like something happened in the action, we've seen it called out.
Yep.
So I want to call out when they start talking to the supervisor, and the supervisor, acknowledges that Fern had been missing,
Mm-hmm.
and Undersecretary Fern's mom, like you're one of my most loyal citizens,
Yeah.
and then like here we have a visitor, and then did you notice? And I'm sure it's on purpose, but every time the supervisor spoke to Jod, his light was red.
Yeah. The
And
eye
then-
kept changing blue and red, blue and red.
and then blue when he was talking to
Yeah.
people he knew and trusted. So
Yeah.
that was interesting.
Mm-hmm.
That was
Obviously
interesting.
intentional. Had to be.
It had to be, and of course, red, blue are very prominent Star Wars wise.
Yeah,
so,
yeah. And then eventually the supervisor calls him out, and he's like, the last call we got from the Republic said the Jedi had betrayed the
They
Republic.
betrayed us.
So what's
last
up?
time, there we go. That's another question for me. What the fuck's been going on with that this whole time?
Well, he's a droid, so his programming has just been business as usual. Keep it going.
I get that, but none of these people have questioned it. Are the people involved? Because Wim's dad was just like, and there was some. When I watched the episode a second time, and being a dad got in the way. I don't want to say that sounds bad, but being a dad happened while I was watching it a second time. So like I picked up bits and pieces. But the one thing I noticed right before they went up in the beginning when Wim was making that microwaved home cooked meal.
Yes, which is actually an egg incubator. I think it was another post by For the Lore on Instagram.
Oh,
like
so that's
today, he's
so
like,
that's
"This
just
is
like
an
an
egg
ice cream-
incubator." Like,
It's like an ice cream machine.
Yeah,
maker.
the Camtono.
Yeah.
That's a real world thing you can go buy. It's really expensive, but like you can go buy that if you want a Star Wars microwave. It's not actually going to make your food, so don't try it. But like,
Sure,
it'll
sure.
look like you have a Star Wars microwave.
That's funny. Hey, you just shared that Lieutenant Croy's watch with us.
Yes, we found his what? Well, not we, But the guy on Instagram, for the lore, found that watch.
I saw that on Reddit too,
Mhm.
and somebody responded who I've seen on this Star Cruiser Reddit community before, so I know he's a prominent member.
Mhm.
He said that this was posted within weeks of the opening, so it's
Oh.
apparently been a known thing for a while, but I didn't know it.
Me neither.
So
Yeah.
it just goes to show you.
Yeah, I will be buying that watch eventually.
I figured you.
Yes.
I mean, how many do you have around your dick right now? It's like 12. Okay.
Well,
No.
inches or
Hey. I mean, it only a while till one of us talk about our penises.
Yes.
So,
which is a word that is prominently displayed in Rachel's house. If you saw the,
I did see that. That was fucking hysterical.
Yes.
If you're in the Halcyon group, that's fucking hysterical.
quick side tangent, which is what we do best here on Jedi Talk. Halcyon, Rachel had a great idea to do a wishing wheel, like the wishing tree, and everyone at Halcyon wrote messages on ribbons, tied it to the wheel, 99% of them in Arabesh. As we were leaving the house after watching the finale, I was like, Rachel, I kind of want to translate some of these, but it's like 11 o'clock. We got to go home. So I was like, pick one randomly and I'll read it for you. She points to the one on the wheel, and I'm like, okay, okay, P-E-N O. It
What
says,
in the hell is going on here?
Yep, what in the hell? I'm like, it says penis, Rachel.
Come on.
And then, sure enough, just to double check it, we sent it in a group chat, and one of our most literate friends, Aaron, translated it as well. And yes, penis. Well done, Halcyon. Well done.
I fucking love it. Oh God.
I couldn't end on that note, so I found another one, and it said peace in the galaxy, I think, or justice in the galaxy. So I'm like, there we go. That offsets.
Justice in the galaxy and justice
Yes.
for all.
Yeah. So
All
there
right,
we go.
back to Skeleton Crew. Enough about
Space penis.
enough about space penis.
Yes.
Just gonna let that one sit for a
Yeah,
second.
you have to let that one
Space
sit.
penis.
So you mentioned earlier too, like the Silvo, what's going to happen with him is a big question, but also the barrier is gone now. What's going to happen to all the money now? Is Mon Mothma going to swoop
yes,
in?
yes. I'll
Like,
tell you what's gonna happen. The New Republic is it's theirs now.
yep, and that's how they can move the capital around.
They're gonna
with all
squander
this
that
money.
shit.
Nope.
They're gonna squander that shit. I mean, they let the
I
First
agree.
Order
Yep.
happen.
Yep.
For fuck's sake.
Man, Mon
I'm-
Mothma
I'm-
sucks.
I'm assuming. Like,
Wait, I mean, well, this is after Andor, obviously, but that's a whole plot in Andor is her getting money in shady ways by selling her daughter. Like that's the whole plot of it.
oh, you're okay with money being the plot of this one, but when money kills Nemec,
It didn't kill KB though, did it? That
no,
made
she's
me
a
laugh
kid.
too. I was
she's
like,
a kid,
yeah,
and Andor's
she
for
should be
adults. This
weaker.
is for children.
she should be weaker, so therefore it should kill her.
No.
But no.
No, it's about symbolism. You fuck.
Yes, and the last thing I'll say too is like, this is not me trying to be a dick, but like everyone's like Andor, great writing, great writing. It's like, well, in Skeleton Crew, everything that started in episode 1 paid off. Episode 1 of Andor, he's like, "Where's my sister?" I don't know. Never got paid off. So
You really want to know?
no, I don't. But the show
Okay,
did.
then.
Like the show made me not made me, but the show made it a big deal. So if you're making it a big deal, man,
I
Pay it
think-
off.
I think we need to argue this when we do the watch through, and I'm keeping us honest. As soon as Brad gets back, which we
Yes.
think we believe
like I want to
is
do it
next
too.
week.
I want to do it. So
Yeah.
I'm with you.
So we believe Brad's back next week. We're not going to do the Andor rewatch beginning next week if he does come back next week. But the moment we start doing it, which will probably be the week after that, I want to talk about that. Like, is this a plot point where we had to come back on?
They made it a big deal, so it should have been. Skeleton Crew would have paid off that, but the barrier is a big question for sure. I feel like it's definitely gonna be a Mon Mothma, whether we officially see it or it's in a comic or something somewhere. That's probably the end game of the barrier being gone and the money.
Sure.
Because at this point, as far as we know, the capital is still on Coruscant.
As far as we know.
So she's
Yeah.
probably going to use this money to move it to Chandrilla and then to move it to Hosnian Prime.
Okay, so the New Republic will take the money, but then Atton's part of the New Republic now, so they open
Yeah.
themselves to galaxy issues.
Yeah. And add Akron, too, over there.
Yeah.
That's a pretty not wasted, but like wasteland of a planet, so they're going to be really screwed. That opens them up to a whole... I mean, the barrier wasn't around that planet, but now people are going to find out about them and go take advantage of that planet.
Here's the thing now, when you have kids who are in prominent roles, they're not going to do a season 2, if they do a season 2 on this.
Yeah.
For maybe several years. I'm talking about, let's just say, be conservative and say 4 years. These kids are going to age.
Yeah, so you got to either recast or do
Time
an age
jump.
gap with them. Yeah,
Time jump.
in universe age gap with them, and I'd rather do that.
I think they should.
Even though I was just saying recasting is what I want for like Luke and stuff, but for this instance,
No, yeah.
I want that age gap to go with the kids.
I mean,
to follow them.
Neil's a little bit easier.
Yeah,
But you age Neil. Maybe he's like this humanitarian that goes to is it Akron? Was
Yeah.
it Akron? Akron, Ohio. Is that why they made it so grummy? Because
that's what I thought.
Ooh,
Yeah,
fucking no wonder LeBron had to get out of there. I've never been there. That's just a joke, people. These are the jokes.
I've been to Cleveland, but not Akron. No, I've been to Akron. That's how bad it is. I forgot I was there. Like, thank God I forgot.
No, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
It makes sense. So the supervisor just gets destroyed, and we go back
Stabs
up,
him in the
stabs
eyeball.
him in the eyeball and then he goes must protect, and then he dies.
Yep.
Well, what do you think he was going to say? The Republic, the mill,
Probably the mint.
the money
Money.
must protect.
His
the
voice
credits.
changes to Clancy Brown for a second. Money. Clancy's in Star Wars, so hey, that could work.
He is several characters,
Multiple times.
multiple
Savage,
characters. Yeah.
Not Dirge. Whatever the big Deveronian is. I forget his name. But yeah.
And
When the supervisor gets killed, like all the droids shut down with him. Very Phantom Menace, like when all the droids are connected to the Lucre Hulk and it kind of one brain shuts him down.
right.
And most of the power goes out with him. There's a little bit of power left like in the supervisor's tower because they use it to shut down the barrier. They use the power to
Sure.
do a couple of things. But for the most part, the power's all out, at least in the rest of the city.
Mm-hmm. And then that's when everybody's like their hero arcs get going.
Yeah.
Wim's like, Dad, we got to get the fuck out of here, you
Yeah.
stupid idiot. He's lying to us.
Mm.
So they take off, and then Neil's in the bath. He sees the ship going
Yes.
over, cutting through, and Neil makes it to the cannon. And then obviously KB, gets on the speeders, and she goes to the ship to get the signal out to
She calls Kim. Like,
Kim. They fed it to us in the flashback.
Yeah, if you watch the previously on,
Mhm.
it gives everything away, which has been not just this show. Mando did
Oh,
it. Every show has done it, where it's like,
not just Star Wars shows.
really?
Other shows do this too.
oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay. I'm probably going to start. I think I've said this before. I'm going to start skipping them, but I never have. So I really do need to start skipping them.
I guess I kind of like watching them.
Yeah.
I was gonna say
It
I don't
doesn't really hurt because like
no,
we predicted and wanted the X-wings to come anyway, so like it wasn't a big holy crap the
You can't-
X-wings. Like we knew they were coming.
Again, I've got to remind you. It's like when you create content, and this is even something I have to remember, unless I'm specifically making it for people like me, like nerds like me.
Yeah,
It's like you got to spoon feed some things sometimes when you're
sadly.
when you're making. I don't know. People just don't have the time to watch it more than once.
Yeah.
With the amount of
Or the attention
neurodivergence,
span.
Yeah,
or
I was gonna say
the brain capacity.
the amount.
or the,
It's not the
yeah.
brain capacity. It's just the amount of neurodivergence and just how busy, stressful people are.
Yeah.
You're gonna watch it, and
Some people have more midi-chlorians than others. It's
I-
fine.
I suppose they do.
Yes.
And I'm sitting here with all of them. What do I do with all
Yeah.
these M count? This
The M
giant
count.
M count. The M
Well.
count. I should be giving blood. No, fuck
No,
that.
don't do that.
I'm not doing that.
Keep it all for yourself.
I will. I'm a jealous M counter. I'm a
Mhm.
I'm a selfish M count lover.
Yes.
Yep.
As you
I
should
don't know
be.
where I was going with that.
No.
As I should be.
Yes.
So
But the X-wings come back, and like a question that like kind of came to my mind, but like isn't important, but also makes sense is like, oh, why wasn't Carson Teva one of them? But like, this isn't his jurisdiction. He's more of like not the core world. He's kind of outer rim ish. I don't know, but like Ed-Atten isn't.
oh,
in
where
his,
is that at? Yeah.
Yeah, we don't really know, but I'm gonna assume
There's another question.
because it was hidden. I'm gonna assume it's like past the outer rim. It's probably in wild space. I would imagine.
How the fuck did the X-wings get there that quick then? After KB called Wim,
Just got hyperspace. X-wings have a hyperdrive, so
but like wild space. So you're like so let's just say theoretically. Now we're getting nerdy about this. It was the
Very.
outer rim sector New Republic X-wings, because that's the closest to the wild space, right?
Yeah.
The outer rim.
Yeah.
So
maybe Carson Teva is an outer rim. I don't know where he is. I just assumed it wasn't his jurisdiction.
yeah, I mean we are really splitting hairs right now,
Yeah.
but
Yeah. And same with like Zeb is with Carson Teva. So like if Zeb would have showed up too, like, but they also
Well,
didn't want to
it-
do that. They wanted this to be a very
I
self-contained,
know.
cameo show.
You could have tossed Zeb in there.
That wouldn't have ruined it by
It
far.
wouldn't have
no.
ruined a damn thing. You could have tossed Carson Teva in there too. It
Yeah,
wouldn't
that
have ruined
wouldn't
a
have
damn
ruined
thing.
it. No.
Hell, you could have tossed Trapper fucking Wolf in there too. It
Yeah.
wouldn't have ruined anything.
Or you could have had John Watts now. He
I was
could be
just going to say that.
just keep
yeah.
that tradition going. Or Bryce Dallas Howard. She'd be a cool X-wing pilot.
She
Throw
would
her in
be.
there.
Yeah.
Throw her in the cockpit.
Has she ever done anything for Star Wars? Has she
No.
voiced anything?
She's never done a character in Star
Are we
Wars.
sure?
Yeah.
Okay.
She should be, though. Like, her
Okay.
dad's been a director. She's been a director. She's an actor. Like, she should be something.
Ron Howard's best thing ever is narrating Arrested Development.
He's done a lot of good things.
Did you ever
But-
watch Arrested Development?
But no.
Okay.
But
It's
I'm
fine.
sure it's up there. He
It's
did
number
The
one.
Grinch, right? The Jim Carrey Grinch?
That sounds right.
I think he did it. That's probably my favorite Ron Howard thing.
That sounds right.
I'm not saying it's the best, but it's my favorite.
Sure.
Yeah.
I dig it. So after the supervisor powers down, you have all that battling up there that we talked about. KB went off. She called Wim. We had mentioned that. The B-Wings, I want to
Yeah.
make sure when they showed up, we got that
Yeah, dude,
badass
that was
laser
big.
taking down the frigate.
Yeah.
Like, it's just so much. Would you say they stuck the landing?
Yeah. This isn't my favorite episode of the show, but I think it's a great finale. To hopefully season 1, but even if it's a series finale, I think it's good. I think it worked for a series finale too.
Yeah.
I hope it's not.
I think this was a good finale as well.
Yes.
I liked it.
Yes,
I
because
liked
it wrapped everything up. Like we said, everything from episode 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 all came back in this one, and all the characters had arcs. Like, just because Silvo didn't die doesn't mean his character
Mm-hmm.
didn't have a story.
Right. I'm going to read what our followers and listeners on Instagram have said about this. I posted
Nice.
it, just said thoughts on the finale. So Aaron.e.kramer,
Who's that?
I'm not sure, said, ended much stronger than it started! Exclamation point. I was pretty happy. Still not a rewatch for me, but I would be interested in more about how the Attians adjust to their new paradigm.
Yeah.
They have just discovered that the government has lied to them. And I agree. Government lied to you.
Surprise,
Oh, no.
Surprise button sound effect.
Surprise, surprise. Mary and Chaz, good friends of ours, we absolutely need more. It was a great finale with so many answers to the questions we had throughout the season. But we still have questions.
Mhm.
Can someone start hashtag Make Skeleton Crew Season 2, please?
Yes, please do. I can't believe I haven't yet.
I mean, we should. Why shouldn't there be a Skeleton Crew Season 2?
After we read our responses here, we can talk about that.
All right. And finally from Praydeck 1, Patrick, who I had mentioned earlier, I didn't get everything I had predicted, but we got a lot.
Mhm.
That was a great finale, and I hope they get to continue the story. That's an immense amount of credits to be discovered by the New Republic. I need to see what happens. We also got a DM. Obviously, I won't share the DM because they sent a DM. So, but they indicated that...
Well, that's where it goes down, It goes down in the DMs.
It does, but...
to everyone that remembers that one random rap song from like
That's true.
7 years ago.
There you go. Evan's remembering rap for us.
Yeah.
This individual said, I will say... I'm sorry, no, that was what they said about the B-Wings. I thought it was kind of underwhelming. Jod couldn't commit to being a full-on bad guy, and that's why he lost. It was a fun show, but ultimately the ending didn't hit the mark for me, to be honest. I do really want a season 2, so wanting a season 2. But that was
Yes.
the thoughts on finale. So there's some, opposite thinking a little bit on seeing a lot of people thought the finale landed.
Mhm.
This individual thought it didn't necessarily.
Yeah.
So
And that is true with like Silvo, I guess. Like he
It
didn't,
is.
he didn't go full villain, but like he went John Silver where he didn't want to kill kids that he'd kind of befriended. Like that's a John Silver thing. So
it's true, and it's really his preference, right? It's like
yeah,
he
killed Brutus, and Brutus was a bad dude. So like
Oh,
that's
he-
fine.
Did he kill Brutus right in the fucking face?
Yeah,
Man,
that's
In
the only person we
face.
saw him kill the whole series. So it's like
Correct.
unless did he kill the captain of the ship in episode 1, the New Republic ship? He might have killed that guy.
Oh, I don't remember.
Neither do I.
Might have to go back and look.
Yeah.
That was so long ago.
Yeah.
When the hell was that released? It was the 3rd or the 4th, the 2nd?
Yeah, early December.
Jeez. What's today, the 5th, 16th? Jesus. Oh, damn.
Yeah.
Wow. Skeleton
But
Crew.
We also, before watching the finale, we rewatched past couple episodes, and I didn't notice until watching it again the other day. That's me. When 33
We all
punches Silvo, and he's
Yeah.
got his helmet on,
Yes.
the helmet cracks down the middle when he
Oh.
gets punched. I was like, dang,
I didn't notice
that's
that.
a good detail. That's how hard 33 hit him. Like,
Wow.
now we can sell 2 different helmets. Like,
Oh, now you're okay with them selling 2 helmets?
Yeah. When it's Kylo, it's cool. When it's Silva, it's cool. Boba Fett's different, man. He's got 50. Ridiculous.
Does he?
Not 50. But side tangent, that helmet's like back at Springs. The Boba Fett from like 5 years ago,
Really?
the Return of the Jedi anniversary helmet.
Yeah.
There's like a full stock of them at Springs now. I saw one last week, just one on the shelf, and I'm like, that's weird. Maybe it just they found it or something.
Well,
But today it was there, and there's like 20 on a shelf.
I
So-
will have more room in the new house.
So
might
I mean,
need
you
helmets.
don't have a helmet collection, but like, if you do, grab that one 'cause that's a good one. But to those out there that do helmets, go get it, man, while you can.
Don't get me started. I gotta finish my lightsaber.
If Cal has a helmet in the next game, that's how you start.
I
Buy a
guess
Cal
so.
helmet.
No, the first helmet I buy is gonna be Sabine Wren's.
Oh yeah, that one's out right now too.
Yeah.
I saw it at Springs. It's a
Yeah.
good looking helmet.
I know.
Very good.
I saw it the other day. I like Sabine.
Mhm.
So, all right. So season 2. Obviously, you and I both want it.
Everybody wants it though. Like I haven't seen a single person online say they don't want it. I mean, even the people that like we just read said the finale didn't necessarily land. They said they still want a season 2. So everyone wants it, but the problem is the viewership was very low. It was down for this show.
I'm pulling that up right now.
We all loved it. I love it more than most, but everyone else still really loved it. But the problem was it came out after Acolyte, and all the idiots on the internet hated the Acolyte. And not everyone loves it. I get it. I like it, but it wasn't perfect. But you don't have to hate it and be a dick about it, people on the internet. But still, it was the response to that show, and then the response to this show was just like, Acolyte not loved. Everyone loved Skeleton Crew, but no one watched Skeleton Crew because they watched the Acolyte and they didn't like the Acolyte. So it's like, you know, it's a release problem.
This, I'm reading up. I don't know if release problem, maybe not. I think people just don't trust Disney Star Wars right now.
Yeah, well, because they didn't like the Acolyte, and a lot of people don't like the sequels. So like, oh, Disney's making things I don't like. I'm gonna not watch this next one, and that's when they lost out because the next one was a great one.
And I really am shocked that the viewership on this was lower because they've really tried to pull the OG fans in too with like the 80s nostalgia.
Yeah.
And the budget was reportedly for this only, but it's 136 million, which
It is low.
the Acolyte was over 200 million.
Yeah. And dude, I bet not in a bad way, but I bet a big chunk of that went to Jude Law. He's the biggest name in the show. So like,
Oh, yeah, I'm
he got
curious how he
a big chunk of that for sure.
Curious how much he may have made. I'm trying to find like actual numbers and data instead of just like people posting about it.
Yeah. But I mean, a lot of it was going to practical effects too. Neil's practical effects, all the creatures, all the Brutus, you know, all those practical effects.
yeah.
Vane and Glurb.
I think Acolyte really hurt the viewership of this.
It did.
and the response to Acolyte.
Yep.
I'm very in the middle about Acolyte, and I just don't care about it anymore. I'll go back to rewatch it
Yeah.
again.
I
but
don't think it's
you're
bad.
the highest on
Yeah.
the council between the three of us.
Yeah,
on
I
it,
don't
so.
hate it, and I don't think it's bad, but I like it. It's fine. Like, it's not my favorite. Obviously, Skeleton Crew is my favorite, but it's fine. You know, like it didn't make me hate anyone in the show. It didn't make me hate Star Wars. Didn't make me hate. Yeah.
Oh no. Because here's just the title of what somebody posted. The 2-episode premiere of Skeleton Crew had the lowest viewership for any Star Wars show, with 382 million minutes viewed. For comparison, The Acolyte had 488 million minutes viewed.
And you know how many minutes of the Skeleton Crew opening was me just watching it on repeat? So
Quite a bit.
yeah, probably at least 10% of it.
That's why you had to call off of work.
Yep,
No, I'm kidding.
multiple times.
Evan doesn't do that.
I've only
Evan-
called off once in 5 years. 6
you were
years
sick?
now, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. Unless you count opening day of Rise of the Resistance. But
Yeah.
I've told that story before, so if you want to go listen to it, listen to all of 500 of our episodes. It's in a couple of them.
There you
Find
go.
it somewhere.
There you go.
Yep.
So I want to segue a little bit there and just talk about ratings and reception to these shows, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I want to kind of go from start to finish as fast as we can and just get their, as we're kind of nearing the end of our episode, get their Rotten Tomatoes score. Because Skeleton Crew has shitty viewership, compared to The Acolyte,
Mhm.
right? Which I think which we both agree damaged Skeleton Crew's viewership
Yeah.
pretty heavily.
Yep. 100%.
And people just don't I don't
It's-
care anymore.
it's similar
about Disney Star
to
TV.
like it's very similar to The Last Jedi and then Solo, even though Last Jedi is way better than Acolyte, so that's not a good comparison there. But like Last Jedi came out, people didn't like it. Solo came out, they didn't go see it because they didn't like Last Jedi. Kind of same thing.
Mhm.
Acolyte was out, people didn't like it. Then Skeleton Crew comes out, they don't see it because they didn't like Acolyte.
Yeah.
Same idea.
So
But Solo also had to battle Avengers, which was just a
Oh, that was a-
stupid idea.
you own both of those movies, dipshits.
Yeah.
So, The Mandalorian, first one to come out in this pandemic TV
November
era.
of 2020?
No, November of 19.
2019,
It
yeah.
dropped when on Disney Plus Day.
Yeah.
The first episode, I believe, was available
Mhm.
Disney Plus Day. 90% average tomato meter on Rotten Tomatoes. That's
Yeah,
good.
totally, yeah.
78% average popcorn meter. So audience 70, critics 90. That's pretty good.
Hmm.
That's all. That's all 3 seasons.
Okay. So, and like season 1 was probably higher and season 3 was lower, so it brought it down a bit, I would imagine.
I'm sure.
So,
The Book of Boba Fett, for comparison, critics 66%, audiences
I'm
40,
gonna
49.
I was going to say like 50 something, so yeah.
So, and that's fair.
Mhm.
I'll do Kenobi next. Obi-Wan Kenobi in 20.
Kenobi.
So, critics 82%, so better than Book of Boba Fett, and audience better than Book of Boba Fett at 61.
Because it is better than Book of
It
Boba
is
Fett,
better
so,
than Book of Boba
yeah.
Fett. I do agree with that.
Yeah.
Shall we do? Let's do Andor.
Yes.
Okay.
And also, not just because we're doing Andor, but I want to point out this doesn't always mean anything. Like the biggest thing in my brain is like Hook on Rotten Tomatoes is like a 20 or something, and Hook is one of the greatest movies of all time.
Sure.
So Rotten Tomatoes isn't always the way to go.
Andor by far.
I'm gonna say like 95 probably.
96 for critics.
Yeah, okay.
Audience 87.
Yeah, I definitely would have guessed
And it
90
fucking
for
should.
audience.
You hear that, Cosentino? Go ahead and send the Scourge group text right now to me, Tim, and Brad.
The only
go
rating
ahead.
on
Hold-
Rotten.
hold
Okay,
on,
go ahead, go ahead.
hold on. I'm gonna give this
Go at it.
pint-sized fucking excuse
I
to
hope
the man.
he's sitting down for this.
He's always sitting down, or at least he thinks he is because of how close he is to the ground.
Yes.
Like, just deal with it. This is the highest rated Star Wars TV show, you piece of shit. Okay, go on with the
Yes.
chlorophyll.
What was I gonna say? Oh,
I can't remember.
The only person that rated it low on Rotten Tomatoes was Cassian's sister.
Because they forgot about her.
Yep.
Ahsoka, critics give it an 85, audiences 64%.
Yeah.
It's my favorite, but it's personal reasons why Ahsoka is my favorite.
Mm-mm.
I do not believe it's the best put together and best written.
Mhm.
Andor, to me, holds that. Andor is better written, better, a whole bunch of stuff, but personal will always take the cake for me. That's why Ahsoka's on top.
Yeah.
So, and what else am I missing? The Acolyte, right? Am I missing
for
another
live
show?
live action stuff?
Yes, live action.
That's it, right?
Acolyte and then Skeleton Crew. Did I say what Skeleton Crew was yet? No, we didn't look at Skeleton
No.
Crew. So critics rated the Acolyte at a 78%.
Wow.
You want to take a guess at what the audience says?
32.
Lower.
Oh my gosh. 24.
Lower.
What the hell?
I'll give you one more guess.
12.
No, 19%.
19. Jeez.
People
It's
do
not great,
like
but it's
this.
not 19.
I don't think
guys.
it's 19, no.
Yeah.
But
But
holy
like I
crap.
said, Rotten Tomatoes isn't always the way to go.
No, it isn't. It isn't. And I'm 1,000% agree with you. This is
Yes. But this is a good way to read
public
the general
opinion,
public.
right?
Yeah.
What Rotten Tomatoes says, I implore you not to take that and think that you need to or not see or not watch consume something because
Yes.
of this score. Do it yourself.
No. You need to use IG. IGN.
IGN,
Yeah, there
fuck
we go.
them even more.
I butchered the joke. It was right there. IGN.
Yes, I know.
It's
All
because
right.
I never watched them, so I forgot what they were.
There you go. That's all right. Who? Fuck them. So Skeleton Crew, the most recent. Hey, critics 91%.
Yeah, as they should.
Audiences 81%.
Okay, but the problem is
pretty good.
the audience wasn't big. It's the audience that watched it liked it, but the
Yeah.
audience isn't big.
Mm-hmm.
Ugh,
So,
it stinks.
but
I hope they see the people that did watch it loved it and want more. I hope they see that.
yeah, but it's like it eventually gets to that part where the ratings on the Acolyte suck, but if viewership was better,
Yeah.
and you don't give that a season 2.
Yeah.
But you give Skeleton Crew a season 2 with lower viewership, then you start. I don't know, like Disney starts to. They're going to start getting noise that they might not want to get, even though they're not.
Yeah.
Even though the reviews are very much different. But it's like you can't. I don't know. I'm not in this business, so I can't say what.
I mean,
You've changed the game of how you start counting things. You know.
with Star Wars, obviously, but of course, the company that owns Star Wars now, like merchandise is big too. So like,
Of
Acolyte
course.
doesn't have a lot of merchandise, so they couldn't really sell a lot. There's a few Black Series, and that's really it.
Do you not own Kumir's helmet?
They still haven't put it out.
Oh, they haven't.
No, I'm like, we canceling it? What's happening? Like, we're gonna buy it if it ever does come out, but like, it's just sitting there.
That never.
No, I don't understand. It's still like in pre-order, but never got done. Like, it's never happened for anyone. No one has
Did
the
they
official
not
one.
announce that?
They did, but they never got sold. Like, they announced it and it's been sitting there. People have 3D printed it, Brian included, but
right,
there's not.
right. I know that.
The
yeah.
official one has never come out, so that's not great. It's not a good sign. But the
You know,
merchandise for
well,
Acolyte.
speaking of merch, people want his figure bad.
Yes,
The
we
figure
all want
community
a
want
stranger
it
kind
bad.
or whatever
Yeah.
figure like that. We all want that.
Because he
dude.
looks badass.
Yeah, we've gotten all the main characters from Acolyte except him, but really that's the only merchandise, just Black Series. That's not a good thing. So that's probably another reason why they're not doing more Acolyte.
Looking at my Yord right now.
Yes,
I wonder how did he die again?
neck snap.
Neck. That's right. My God.
But Skeleton Crew, you got all the main characters to sell figures for. There was no Lego sets from the Acolyte. We got a Lego set from Skeleton Crew. Like, hopefully we get Silvo's lightsaber at Doc's.
Oh, I mean, come on. That one right.
That's a slam
itself.
dunk. You got to do that. Yeah,
Fuck yeah.
give it like a piratey box, dude. Yeah,
It just plays a shanty as you open it.
you can't play Ashanti on a hop.
Betsy says you can. Did you see that comment?
33 disagrees. I'm gonna go with 33 on this, Betsy.
You're gonna go with
He's an
Smee.
actual pirate. He's a
Betsy's a harpist.
man. Doesn't matter.
Oh, what do you mean doesn't? I'm going with Betsy on this one.
She could play
A musician? Yeah.
No, can't play Ashanti. Pirate says it. You can't do it.
Oh my God.
Pirates never lie. We all know that. Come on. They're the most honest, truthful people in the world.
Where I have to go back. Oh, that was episode 6, right?
Yeah, Lunupa.
Okay.
Can't play Ashanti on a hop.
Can't play a shanty on a harp. Where did she comment that? Was that on?
We
Facebook?
watched that one too with Rachel and Brian before the finale, and we just kind of was like, wait, this needs to be a meme. When 33 first steps off the cinder and looks at Lunupo, and he goes, they ruined it. That needs to be a meme. And I was like, if it is, I will use it anytime I step foot back onto like Animal Kingdom or Epcot. I'll walk in, I'll be like, they ruined it.
They ruined it.
33 is me. I relate, man.
Mhm.
Totally relate.
That's right. What the fuck? Where the hell is the goddamn? I can't.
But-
Where did you say that, Betsy? I swear to God, you said that.
Maybe she didn't, which also
She
makes it
did
more
say that.
invalid.
Shut up. Shut up. I sided with her. By the way, I want to make the official announcement. We made this online, but we're going to be a part of Star Wars Podcast Day 2025 again.
Yes,
as
yet
you saw
again.
that. Hopefully, and I have to reach out to Lucian, the OG Jedi Talk host. Not this Jedi Talk, but there was another podcast named Jedi Talk.
Way back in the old times.
1999 talking
Yes.
about. So we're going to see if Lucian's available to come chat with us like we've done the past 2 years.
Mhm.
And we'll talk about, I know he's got some stories
He's got
tucked
some
away
great stories.
to talk to us about. So, but let's wrap this up. So
Yes, I mean, but whatever Skeleton Crew merch comes out, people go out and buy it. Like, I gotta buy all the Black Series. We need a 33 Black Series. We need, you name it. Everyone go buy it. Buy Silvo's lightsaber whenever we get that. Because hopefully, if we buy this merchandise, they'll see it and give us a season 2.
yeah, or the viewership just goes up
Yeah,
like
I have
over
three,
time.
I have 3 TVs at home. I'll just play it on a loop constantly, 24/7 on all 3 of my TVs. Whatever I
You
gotta do.
would.
I would. I
You
will.
would. You're gonna go to work, make sure it's still on. You're just
Yes.
like gonna buy another phone. So
Taylor's
you
like, why is our electricity bill $500 this month? No reason. I think I left the hairdryer plugged in or something.
That's and that's why you can't go to Tokyo.
Yeah. Oh no.
Yeah, your electric bill's through the roof.
Dang.
So, well, any more thoughts on Skeleton Crew? Obviously, season 2. What would you make season 2 about? Let's say they wave the wand and make a season 2.
Whatever's going on with Silvo and Mon Mothma screwing up the galaxy.
Okay.
So I guess maybe it doesn't even need to be Skeleton Crew season
Yeah.
2. It could be a different show, but Silvo's story's in it and Mon Mothma's story's in it. That'd be fine.
Interesting.
Rangers of the New Republic, maybe.
You never know.
Which I was not excited for, but like now I'm kind of getting excited for if it ever happened. It could have been this kind of stuff.
I think
Because I think Kim says it. She's like, I'll call the New Republic. They're, what did she say? The greatest pirate busters in the galaxy.
yes.
I'm like, are they though?
Yeah, you haven't been watching me play as K-Vess in Outlaws.
Yeah.
I'm busting pirates every chance I get.
Bustin' pirates.
Yeah, busting
We
makes me
need
feel
Brad
good.
here. Yeah, we need Brad for the bustin' nuts.
Yeah. Busting makes me
That's
feel
his
good.
obviously his catchphrase. We all know that.
Brad, yeah.
Yeah.
Brad's busting nuts. That's what he's doing right now. It's why he's on hiatus. He's
Yes.
been busting his own nuts
Mhm.
all over something.
Yes. So that's what I would want from a continuation of the story. Mon Mothma screwing up a galaxy, Silvo being awesome,
Okay.
and 33 being awesome.
I
He's the new
would-
supervisor. 33.
Oh my God! Please,
Make it happen.
please. You can't wear that tie on level 6.
Nice.
I would say I'd like to see at Atten's rebuilding, but not like I don't want to see it like turn into like a full-fledged. Or maybe I do. Like I want to see this struggle with Atten trying to become something that it's not anymore.
Yeah.
You know, was an old Republic mint. Now it's just supposed to exist.
Yeah.
Like,
They basically been like transported 50 years in the future, basically.
yep.
So like, how do you adjust to that?
Look, so the problem I have with the fucking New Republic being there now is that okay, this old Republic mint. I mean, but without the New Republic, Silvo's not captured because now they're in. They see all the money.
Which is good. We don't
If I
want
was
it
there,
captured.
I'd just be like shoving the credits in a backpack. I'd just be
Yeah.
walking away like, I'm gonna get the fuck off this planet.
Yeah, I was hoping there was gonna be a scene like that, like
Yeah.
John Silver when he's escaping with a little bit of money at the end. I was hoping there's gonna be a scene.
No,
for
I'm just talking
Silvo.
about if it's me in general.
Yeah.
Because like here comes the New Republic, they're going to take all that money and
Yeah.
they're going to be like, we need to use this money and build the library and do this and do that. Like, get your fucking structured government bullshit off of this goddamn planet.
Yup.
These poor sons of bitches now they got to insert themselves into this society. None of them voted. None of them voted
Yeah.
for Mon Mothma.
Do they
None
even
of them-
want to be a part of the Republic?
Thank you.
No,
Thank
they
you.
don't.
It's not in New Republic's goddamn jurisdiction.
Mm-hmm.
But these people won't fight back. We might.
Neil
But-
might. Neil's gonna go to the giant cannon, and he kills Mon Mothma.
Well, the
That's
giant
how she
cannon
goes.
doesn't exist anymore.
Oh, that's true. He'll fix it himself. Him and KB.
There you go. Well,
Yes.
no, he'll go get his girlfriend from Ad Akron.
I know, but the only thing that didn't get tied in was what happened to his Ad Atten girlfriend.
Thank you, Evan. You talking about shit from Andor?
Yeah.
I want to know about
A
Neil's
thing they mentioned
crush.
once
No, shut up.
in
Shut up. Shut the
Skeleton
fuck up.
Crew.
The most they mentioned it once in Andor
Once.
too.
No, they mentioned his sister
Kiss
20
my
times.
big red ass.
I guarantee he said the word sister 20
This
times.
is stop saying sister and listen
We'll keep
for
a tally
second.
when we watch it again.
Okay,
How many
we
times
will.
he says sister.
We will, and I won't sleep until I find out what happened to Neil's crush. Okay, on Ad Atten.
Then you'll probably sleep until season 2 because I'm sure they will tie it in because they know how to write a story.
There you go. Well, and I think my story would be how Ad Atten's dealing with this new, like this different world. Like the galaxy is now not just them.
Yeah.
You know, it's several thousands of planets. So, and Mon Mothma is going to show up, steal all their money, and say, "Welcome to our little planetary society."
Yeah.
And then they're just going to watch it all fall to the First Order again,
Mhm.
and watch Hosnian Prime and the rest of them blow up. So,
Yep.
what if one of those planets in the Force Awakens was Ad Atten?
Oh, that'd be terrible.
That would be awful.
We need a comic saying that Neil escaped. Neil got off. Like,
Neil
we're
has
fine.
returned.
Yes.
Will return in
So-
Mando Grogu.
Last thoughts were like, where do you put this among season 1,
Oh.
ranking wise? And then I guess that's it because we've already talked about like our favorite Star Wars shows. This is probably my second favorite episode, third favorite episode
In like
in Skeleton
season
Crew. Just
one.
in Skeleton Crew.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh. Are we talking series as a whole or just episodes?
The finale is your blank number in season 1 of Skeleton Crew.
Probably
Second or third?
third. Yeah, third because I really liked episode 5 and 7. So this is either 2 or 3. Episode 5's my favorite.
Yeah, I like episode 5. I liked episode 2 a lot. I think it's 2 and 5 for me are like the best.
Okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
I would agree.
But this is probably my third favorite then. 2, 5, and finale 258.
258.
Yeah.
258. Well, you guys have been great. We've been Jedi Talk. Follow us, Jedi Talk Podcast.
Remember, this is your fault.
It is your fault.
Yes.
The
You know
hour
what
and
you
10
signed up
minutes.
for.
You do know what you signed up for. And if you didn't, you know now. Jedi Talk Podcast, Instagram, not TikTok anymore, Facebook, YouTube.com/Jedi Talk. We will be back and better than ever. I think Brad's coming back next week.
Will that be
I
better
think-
than ever? Will it?
It will. We'll be all
I
right.
know.
We are better together.
As
Evan.
one.
Let's play it out, man.
Yeah, it kind of is. But I will never stop.
Well, we will never stop. Jedi Talk will never stop. Because I will say, for Brad this week until he comes back, may the Force be with you.
Always and Tabuite.
Rise, Jedi Knight.
Kyle's like that
Treat
South
it.
Park episode where they shove shit up the ass so they can poo it out of their mouth. That's Kyle. Kyle is a reverse bowel movement.